the phrase we would use is we're gonna train the sprain. So most people, how they sprain, no, you're gonna keep your shoes on actually. So most people sprain their ankle like this, right? They're walking, sprain their ankle. So what we need to do is we're just gonna stretch this portion of the ankle so that there's a little bit more range of motion. So if you do step into it, something doesn't give. You're gonna hold on to here, and we're gonna try to put all of the weight on your foot. You can put one toe on the ground like this, but what I'm looking for you to feel is all of this on the outside, okay? And we're gonna start with that and just go from there. And so what might help is if you put your foot under this foot, and now lean forward a little bit. Do you feel this pulling? Try shifting your weight over this way more. Hang out there for a moment. We're gonna start with a 2-minute stretch. 2 minutes, it's gonna be a long. We feel all this stuff pulling?
Absolutely.
Okay, hold that there. Let's go for another minute. We're stretching the outside of the ankle here. The next step is to squeeze the outside of the ankle. You're gonna push against your own foot. That's why you have the foot against yourself like this. You created a wall for yourself to squeeze against. You have another 15 seconds and then I'm gonna cue you to do that. That was 2 minutes. Don't move a thing. This is where it's gonna get a little bit harder to understand, okay? So bear with me. You see my fingers right here?
Yes.
I want you to think about pushing the inside of your ankle against my finger. Do you feel the outside of the ankle now contracting? So if I was to push against you here, push back, push against me more like you're trying to break my fingers, do you feel the outside of the ankle tensing?
Yeah.
Keep tensing the outside of the ankle.
It's actually not that hard.
It's not that, it clicked, it feels good, okay. So you don't feel a stretch anymore, you now feel a squeeze on the outside ankle, good, okay. Okay, good. So keep pushing against me. Let's hang out there and hold that for another 40 seconds, okay? Keep pushing against me, beautiful. Don't lose it, there you go. Can you squeeze this any harder? No pain or anything, right? Just the outside of the ankle tensing.
I'm just focusing on not using this right.
Yes, isolate this area as much as we can. You got another 15 seconds. Slowly go a little bit harder for me. I'm gonna count down from 5. Push harder. Ready, set, go. As hard as you can. Squeeze this as much as you can while pushing into my fingers here. Got another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax, don't move a thing. Now try to pull the inside of your foot up more. So go deeper into the stretch. So try to tilt this way more. Yep. Can you feel the inside of your ankle at all? You're trying to pull this up. You feel the outside stretching more? That's fine. Yeah. Chase that for right now. Stretch the outside of the ankle a little bit more. If you can squeeze this, try squeezing the inside of your ankle if you can. That might be pretty hard. You might feel the arch of your foot.
I'm feeling my arch and I'm feeling my inner thigh.
Okay, your inner thigh isn't exactly what I want, but that's because you're squeezing everything. Keep feeling your arch and try to contract all of this inner ankle stuff. Like you squeeze the outside, now try to squeeze the inside. It's much harder to do, but just do the best that you can.
I'm getting it.
You found it. I'm
forming an arch.
Yeah.
And to hold this arch, I'm holding on the top of it. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so you're able to...
Very weak though.
You're able to find it though.
Yes.
Good, okay. Now relax and get out of that. It might be really, really tender. Might feel like your ankle died.
A little.
You know what we should do next? Move your ankle around a little bit, slow. Real stiff, right? So try to work through that stiffness for a minute. Does that make sense? So if somebody has a history of ankle sprains, over time they lose range of motion more and more and more. The idea is that they have a low ceiling for how much they can tolerate. So what our job is to create a higher ceiling by stretching and then squeezing, okay? So that we call it load bearing capacity. How much load can they handle? Where they misstep running, where there's more weight and momentum, the load bearing capacity of their ankle is what causes them to get injured. If you
feels so strong.
Feels really good now, right? Good. Let's do the other side. Okay, other ankle now.
But I get it, the find it and squeeze it.
Yes.
Find it and squeeze it.
And so that's what separates what we do separate from like yoga, is yoga is a lot of stretching, but not a lot of squeezing. And you need to be able to squeeze stuff to have active range of motion that has strength behind it. If you're just stretching, you're like, you know, a wet noodle that can't do much, right? We need to be strong, especially at the end range of motion. So you're gonna do the same thing in that position. Yep. You're gonna find a stretch on the outside.
This is the good one.
Yeah, push your hip forward a little bit more. Do you feel that? You found it? Okay, let's hang out there. 2-minute stretch, just like we did on the other side. As you sit here, if you can sink a little deeper into that and find more there.
Sitting on the ground.
Good.
You're sitting on the ground.
All right, stay there and just keep stretching that open.
I think the key word is relax. When I relax, I go so deep.
You can get a lot deeper of a stretch.
Yeah,
Good.
The hard part is to relax.
You have another minute there. Okay, so sit there and try to get deeper into the stretch. It's very easy to just sit there and hold it. Can you sit there, hold it, but also search for a deeper stretch, right? You're looking for the discomfort. You want to chase that discomfort, right? A lot of people will sit here and just stretch it, but just because they look like they're stretching doesn't mean they're engaging it as deeply as they can, right? That's the point I'm trying to get across, is how intentional and how deliberate are we in trying to find more of a stretch there. You got 30 seconds, and then I'm gonna have you start squeezing. So keep trying to get a little bit more there. Good, breathe, breathe, breathe. Try to relax in that breath. All right, don't move a thing. You're gonna start contracting now. So remember that cue I said, my fingers are here. Try to break my fingers with the inside of your foot. Do you feel the sensation change on the outside of the ankle? You can feel tensing, right? It went from a stretch to a tensing sensation. You're gonna sit there for another 30 seconds, and then we're gonna go harder. So keep pushing against my fingers here. Keep squeezing the outer ankle, and the harder you squeeze it, the more you'll get out of that, okay? So don't just sit there and push. I want you to push harder and more deliberate. Keep going, break my fingers some more. Don't lose it, 10 seconds, dial it up harder. Give me a little bit more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax, don't move a thing. Try to go deeper into the stretch and feel the inside squeezing. Think about pulling the inside of your ankle up. Feel the arch contracting. Try to feel the inner ankle contracting. You might feel the outside stretching more. That's fine for now. Try to feel the inside squeezing and try to be as deliberate as we can with that. So pulling this up as much as you can. Keep running away from my fingers. Good, so before you're pushing against me, now trying to tilt the other way. Yep, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it. Ease out of that, and then give me a couple ankle cars again, where we're just rotating our ankle slowly. So bring your foot out to here for me, and now I want you to just go in a big circle like that. Yeah, as much as you can, work through that stiffness, right? And so that's where we would call it training the sprain. You're reenacting what a sprain would be, so that if we were to experience that, you have enough capacity to be able to handle it and not have an injury. But when we have a client, especially the older crowd, you have to be really careful with how much you stretch that, because a lot of them will get out of that stretch and they literally won't be able to walk. So ease into it, just have them stretch. You don't have to have them do all the squeezing necessarily. Stretching's better than nothing.
Just find a little range.
Find some stretching, have them move it around, and then if they can handle that, you can go up a little bit more. But it's one of those things that people who are in shape and are younger can handle it pretty well. If they have an ankle history of, spraining, surgeries, a broken foot, a lot of that stuff is really, really hard for them. So just be mindful of that when, someone has injury history. Make sense?
So
that was good.
That was a class.
That was awesome.